What is up? How are you now? Hope you're having a good one. It is getting really exhausting trying to keep up with all of these failed launches and games. And I swear, if these developers don't figure it out, we're gonna have a lot of problems. Redfall released, it's getting review bombed, it has a bad PC port, it's performing poorly. Jedi Survivor has the exact same problem, and this is becoming a trend that I don't think gamers are gonna abide very long. And a fun little fact about Bethesda and the launch of Redfall, Bethesda copyright struck the own banner of their official Twitter page. They put a copyright against themselves on Twitter just ahead of the release of Redfall, which speaks volumes about the process that they're going through and trying to keep the game a secret. The fact of the matter is, it feels like they have given up on trying to optimize these games, and it's evident in the size. You want to give us better graphics, you want it to have more detail, but you have to optimize it. You have to reduce the stress. It's god awful, and the worst part about all of it is the fact that these games are still going to be competing against each other for Game of the Year. The Game of the Year is probably going to be a contest between the worst launched games available right now with really bad PC ports and performances, but they're AAA, so you gotta love them. They had record sales, so it's gotta be good. Reviews? We don't care about that. We're not going to look at the game until 6 patches later, and then we're going to decide if it came out all right, and we're going to base it on that. Never mind the reviews, never mind the launch, never mind whether 70% of the gamers can actually play the game without having issues. It's Game of the Year, you gotta accept it. The experts have spoken. These problems should be easy to detect before launch, but all of these game companies come out and they're like, we had no idea it was gonna do that. Guys, what happened? We're so confused. We can fix this though, we promise. With Jedi Survivor going as far as to blaming the gamers for their game's bad performance, with statements like, well, maybe it's a chipset issue because the chipset you use is made for Windows 11, but you were using Windows 10, so that's not good. Or, you know, you had this really high-end GPU, but your CPU wasn't as good, so you had a bottleneck, and that's probably where all your frames went, and that's why they all got lost on the way to your screen. That's not our fault. It's not that hard. We all want to meet timelines. We want to get the product out. Give the consumer the content so that they can continue their story. That's a big priority, and you guys care about that. But it's got to be right. It's got to be delivered. Games used to have to launch and release completed because they didn't have the ability to patch and fix the game once it was out. Once it's in that box and it ships out of that store, that game is done. And let's not pretend that they didn't have small bugs, small glitches, minor issues. All the games from the 2000s had that one little endearing glitch that we saw or exploit that it was funny, or you knew to avoid doing certain things, or it'd get you once or twice, but it's not like this. The entirety of the game can't keep up with the hardware, and you get such a bad experience, especially in a game like Jedi Fallen Order, which is supposed to be parry block attack, timing based, and we're gonna have frame drops that are so bad that I don't get a chance to parry because I'm dead before I even notice the attack's coming because my frame drop has just gone through the roof. Like I said, some of those old bugs and glitches, they're endearing. Gamers love them. We like to make fun of them. And it's this little thing that doesn't affect the gameplay, the mechanics, or the story that we love. But that's not what's happening right now with these newest games. Now, a lot of people have a problem with the way new stories are developing within games and timelines. I think Outer Wilds is one of the best storylines I've had, and it's relatively low key. It's not in your face, it's not over the top, but the story is all presented in an engaging way. And a lot of these newer games aren't having that, but the coupling of bad gameplay with a less than perfect story or a less than engaging story is becoming a major problem. And another problem that I think they're having, because they've gotten to this point where they rely on the patching so much, is I think they've really reduced the amount of time they have playtesters go at the game and get through all of this stuff. You need to playtest your systems. You need to get playtesters in there. You need to figure out what's going on with the game before it launches. And this should not surprise any of you. And if you are playtesting to the extreme, you're doing it on rigs that the average gamer doesn't have right now. If you have a maxed out rig with the latest and greatest stuff on it, and your playtesters are coming back with, yeah, it's not bad performance, we're doing all right, the average gamer is not going to have that. Start playtesting on rigs with your minimum system requirements. If you're going to list minimum system requirements, that's what the playtester should be on. Half of them should be on that, a quarter of them should be on the average gaming system, and less than a quarter should be on your top end system. Get playtesters to do it. Don't ask us to do it, because it's not my job to playtest your game for free after I bought it. I'm not gonna pay you $60, $70, $80 to be a playtester on something that you're not even listing as early access. That's not my job. My job is to enjoy the content and leave informative feedback on story development, whether it was engaging, some mechanics are off, or small little glitches and bugs. I'm not your playtester, I'm your consumer. Deliver the product the way it's supposed to be delivered. I really think gamers as a whole need to get out of the reach of pre-ordering. Pre-ordering needs to die, and only we the gamers can kill pre-orders. We need to kill pre-orders because we need to let game developers know that the success of previous titles is not going to get you a win before we even see the game. As a community, if we work hard and support each other through these trying times to significantly reduce the amount of pre-order capital that these games are getting, games are going to be incentivized to launch with a better product because it's going to affect overall sales. And maybe, just maybe, that lack of pre-orders will entice them to give us more information about game development as they go through the process, as a way to try to win back some of that pre-order money. Redfall, it's gotten nothing but negative reviews, and it currently sits at a score of 64 on Metacritic for the Xbox Series X version. That's not even the PC port, which I hear is worse. I hear the console performs better than the PC on this game. This makes Redfall as one of the lowest rated AAA releases of 2023, joining the likes of Forspoken and Lightfall expansion for Destiny 2. You can subscribe, do this stuff. You want all that? All of that. Hey there, it's Skeg Froggy. Thanks for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and follow me here on Twitch for more awesome content. Link is in the description.